Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Seaton versus McPeek.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Miss Seaton, you've brought your mother to court because you claim she committed paternity fraud and lied to you about the identity of your biological father. You were raised believing one man was your father, but are here to prove another is your dad. You've petitioned the court for a paternity test to finally prove the truth. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. McPeek, you say you're positive Mr. Bryson is not your daughter's biological father, and your ex-husband, Mr. Jesse Seaton, is, and you plan to prove it today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Seaton, how do we get to this point?
Well, Your Honor, I just want to start by saying I haven't seen her talk to this woman in 5 years, almost 5 years. The reason that I haven't seen her talk to her in almost 5 years is because she's a liar. I was raised to think that a man named Jesse Seaton was my biological father. He signed my birth certificate, he cut my umbilical cord, and he was awesome. I have since found out that there was another possibility that Mr. Bryson could be my father.
Ms. McPeek, your daughter says she can't even have a relationship with you because you're a liar. Is that true?
My daughter doesn't care who she hurts at all. She's a very cold-hearted person, and she just does not care who she hurts.
Have you lied to her about her father?
No. They could have had DNA when I had her, but Jesse and them all didn't want DNA. So evidently he must have thought he was the father because he didn't want no DNA.
So you're saying your daughter's assertions just aren't true?
No, not at all.
And I can feel the tension between the both of you. It's like neither one of you have looked at the other one. And your mother and daughter haven't seen each other or spoken in 5 years?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
All because of a paternity issue.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. So how did you find out about Mr. Bryson at all? How did it ever come up?
Back in 2011, I had complications and I needed a blood transfusion. My mom was supposed to make it to the hospital. She never showed up, whatever the reason was. So my grandmother and my Uncle Paul had both donated blood for the blood transfusion, and it came out that they were not, either one of them wasn't a match. So they couldn't give me the blood.
Why do you look like she's not telling the truth, Miss McPeek?
It's untrue.
How do you respond?
Because she's a liar. She always has been. She does whatever she can to hurt anybody. She doesn't have a heart at all.
But is she lying about the hospital saying there's not a match?
Yes, she is. Liar.
Your Honor, I would just like to say my grandmother did submit a statement if you would like to look over that.
Let me look through my court file and let's go to the statement from your grandmother. It reads, I know my late son, Jesse Seaton, is not Jessica's father. Everyone in town knows that Teresa was with Greg while she was pregnant. I don't know why Teresa keeps denying it. I couldn't go years without telling Jessica who her real father was, which is Greg. When my son Jesse started dating Teresa, she was already pregnant with Jessica by Greg. My hopes for Jessica are that she will finally know the truth. Statement from Karen Hutchins.
Karen's never liked me. She's just as big a liar as her granddaughter, plain and simple. She never thought that I was good enough for a son. He could have had DNA at that time, and he didn't want DNA. He said he was 100% sure it was his. And ever since Jessica's been old enough to talk, maybe kindergarten, she's been nothing but an habitual liar.
Wow, that's just very harsh words to say about your own daughter.
You think I don't hurt every day?
Why would she lie about who she believes her father is? Why do you lie about that?
Anything that will give Jessica attention, she will lie about.
So Jessica, can you talk to me about your relationship with Mr. Seaton?
Well, Jesse died when I was about 7.5. But from what I can remember, he was the perfect man, perfect dad. What hurts me the most is that this man died thinking that I was his only daughter. So that right there alone hurts more than, you know, the fact that I'm about to get results on whether or not Mr. Brighton or Mr. Seaton is my father. But my mom, however, had told me on more than one occasion that she had DNA done between me and Mr. Seaton. She also told my grandmother, Karen, and when asked about the results, I contacted our local DNA centers and did some research, and they have no DNA on file.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. You say your mother told you your DNA test, the DNA test had been done.
Yes,
But
Your
when you
Honor.
did the research, you found out that there was no test because there were no results.
Yes, Your Honor. And according to Mr. Bryson, she had also told him the same thing.
Did you tell Mr. Bryson and your daughter about a DNA test, Ms. McPeek?
No, everything she just said is a lie. Not one time ever did I tell her that we had DNA. That's a lie. Not one time ever did Greg Bryson even ask if it was his child. If I was not willing to have a DNA, I wouldn't be here today.
So, Ms. McPeak, I need to ask you, how close in proximity were you intimate with both of these men, or is it your assertion you weren't intimate with both of these men?
I lived with Greg Bryson at the time. I met Jesse, and we were friends, and we just started going out as friends, and it was very close in time because I had to go home and throw Greg out, and he moved right across the street from me. So
Wait, you went home, wait, you were living with Mr. Bryson,
yeah,
and then you moved on and met Mr. Seaton. You were friends at first, and that developed into a sexual relationship.
yes, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I'd like to hear more from Mr. Bryson. Jerome, will you escort Mr. Gregory Bryson into the courtroom?
I'm gonna go right up next to the judge in the witness stand.
Mr. Bryson, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a couple questions for you. Do you believe you are Miss Seaton's, Jessica's biological father?
Yes, I can guarantee you, Your Honor.
You do.
Oh, yes.
Why do you believe that?
Look at her. She looks like my other daughter. I guarantee you, the money I got in my pocket, she's mine. Secondly, the grandmother, Jesse's mother, told me she's between the ages of 6 and 10, that she knew that that was my daughter, not her son's. Even though Jesse Seaton's on the birth certificate, I guarantee you I'm the girl's father because she knows it. I come home from work, middle of Thanksgiving, there was all my stuff sitting outside. It's snowing. I'd already paid the bills. Her exact words with me was, I was out, Jesse was in, turned around the house and went partying and walked on in her house with everybody else was out in the front yard. And if it wouldn't been for people across the street, I'd had no place to stay.
So you're saying when you came home from work, you had already paid the bills,
Yeah,
she set your
put
stuff
me out.
outside?
Yeah, all my stuff was outside. Her and all of her friends told me I was out and he was in. And people across the street let me move in. She had come over several times and told me to my face, I am sorry that I made a mistake, did what I did to Jesse, but this child I'm carrying belongs to you. This
You
guy-
say Miss
That's a lie.
McPeak told
Miss
you
McPeak,
herself?
Yes, God is my witness. You strike me dead if I am lying. That's a exact word to me. This is your child. I made a mistake. And I never spoke to her again after that. And it wasn't until this girl got older that I knew for a fact. And that's why I'm here today, to prove it. I guarantee you that I ain't her father. And nobody can understand why all the years, 32 years, why I keep a lie going. You know the woman, you know the men you sleep with. Unless you're doing 10 at night, you know who the father is. She deprived me of 32 years of being with my daughter.
And I see how emotional you are about that. I see how much that upsets you. So if you knew that, then why didn't you pursue any avenues?
As a man, what can you do? Nothing. Is like, as they say, it's a woman's body. If she wants you to be a father, she could force you into fatherhood. And there's nothing as a man you can do about it.
You felt like since Mr. Seaton was on her birth certificate
Yeah, if there's nothing
and
to
they
do.
went on about their lives, you were blocked out from really staking any claim.
Right, the only way I even knew is when the grandmother told me, I looked at her, I was like, yeah, I can guarantee you she's mine.
Did you think you were the only one she was having?
Oh, no, Your Honor. There were several other men she had been with. I found this out later on. But, you know, it's,
How many men did you find out she was with?
4. Wow. But, you know, it's the kind of thing, without being rude to anybody, and anybody taking anything offensively, there are those people that need multiple men for multiple things. This young lady was one of them. Nothing bad to say about her. There's no hard feelings. I am beyond anger and emotions. 32 years. She deprived her. She should apologize to her for lying. She knows the woman. You know that that is my daughter, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
So Miss Seaton claimed her mother said to her there was a DNA test that had been done.
Never.
And you were not the biological father.
That's a lie.
I asked him if he wanted one when he lived across the street. But he's right. I haven't had no contact with him, no nothing. But me being a mother, but I guess I'd have to say, if I was a father, if I thought a child was mine, why would I wait for 30-something years to even try to step into her life? That's what kind of father you'd have been.
Wow.
Miss Seaton, I want to ask you, have you prepared yourself, honey? Because ultimately, this is about you getting the answers you need, the answers you deserve, the clarity that I know you need to move forward. Have you prepared yourself either way?
I have.
And do
I
you
have.
want Mr. Bryson to be your biological father?
That's a very emotional question. Like I said, Jesse's never done wrong by me. He's never treated me anything other than his baby. So it would be nice to know the truth. You know, I'm 31 years old. I have a right to know. Stop lying. And to be in this position today and to find out that, you know, 27 years later, he's a possibility. I mean, that's as low as it can get.
So, Miss Seaton, what if your mother's telling the truth? If she's just telling the truth?
I would turn to my mom and I will apologize to her for all the things that I have put her through regarding this situation.
All right. I don't think we have anything left to do except get the truth. Jerome, may I have the envelope, please? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In order to determine paternity, we performed 2 tests. A relatedness DNA test with Mr. Jesse Seaton's biological relative, his brother, Mr. Paul Seaton III, and a paternity test with Mr. Gregory Bryson. With that being said, the DNA results determine if Mr. Jesse Seaton or Mr. Bryson is the biological father. These are the results. In the case of Seaton versus McPeek, when it comes to 31-year-old Jessica Seaton, and whether Mr. Seaton or Mr. Bryson is the father, it has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Bryson.
Thank you.
Where was you all your life?
You lie. I never once.
Okay. Just hug your daughter.
Okay. Told you. Knew it.
You can stay with
Why
your
did
daughter.
you lie?
Because he had a chance to have the DNA.
It doesn't matter what he had. You had a chance for 32 years to tell the truth, and you chose to keep
Well,
telling
because
that
I
same
100%
lie.
believe Jesse was your father.
All right, listen, let's not ruin a beautiful moment for Miss Seaton, where she finally knows for certain who her biological father is Sometimes you just gotta find the magic in all the mess. Sometimes you gotta wade through all the mess to get to the miracle. You just gotta do it. We've all been there. Take the miracle. You're standing next to your daddy.
And for 30 years, I was denied a relationship with him because of her lies.
And that's something.
But Your Honor, I'm not even hurt about that. I'm more hurt at the fact that this man died thinking I was his only daughter.
You know, and listen, Miss Seaton, you keep repeating that and repeating that and repeating that, and I want to say this to you respectfully with love. I don't believe that's a terrible way to leave this earth, thinking you have another beautiful child. He is resting in peace. You're the one that's not at peace.
And I'm not.
And that's what I'm saying to you. Don't project that onto Mr. Seaton. He's in his resting place. We're trying to get your soul at rest. I wish you all the very best. Take a chance. I'm not talking about what you've done in the past. I just want you to do something in the present. That's all I'm asking for. I wish you all the very best. Court is adjourned.